The guards told him he would be imprisoned forever, but he smiled and gave them a shocking response. He told them he would be out of prison in a few days, and there's nothing to stop him. He was the most famous fugitive in the history of Japanese prisons, and he escaped in genius ways. They put handcuffs on his hands in a windowless cell to stop him from escaping. You won't believe the secret of the smartest prisoner in the history of Japan, and how strange his end was. One night, Yoshi Shiratori waited for the guards to leave his cell. He knew they'd be back in 15 minutes, so he started his prison escape plan. He pulled a piece of iron from his clothes, and within 2 minutes he had unlocked the cell. Before the guards came back, he was already outside the prison walls. But in the morning the officers discovered he had escaped, and the police began manhunting him. Yoshi was happy to escape, because basically he had gone to prison unjustly. They forced him to confess to a crime he did not commit, and sentenced him to death. When he realized that there was no justice, he decided to escape from prison before being executed. Unfortunately for him, he was arrested 3 days later when he was trying to visit his family. This time, he was transferred to another prison known for inhumane torture of prisoners. He was also placed in a cell with a high roof and no sunlight. It only has a small window in the roof and is hermetically closed. But one rainy day, when the guards were checking his cell, they were shocked. They found his cell empty, and there was absolutely no sign of Yoshi's existence. They later discovered that he had an amazing ability to climb walls. The small window on top was enclosed by a moldy and old wooden frame. So every day Yoshi dislocates it a little, until he took it off and ran through it. After escaping, he went to the house of a prison guard. That guard was kind-hearted, and he was the only one who refused torturing or beating him. Yoshi told him that he needs his help in order to prove his innocence. He swore to him that he would turn himself in, but only on the condition that he would receive a fair trial. The guard agreed to help him, and asked him to sleep in his house for the night. Unfortunately, when Yoshi woke up, he was surprised that the guard had reported him to the police, where he was arrested and taken to a maximum security prison in Japan. They put him in a cell with no windows at all, except for the iron door. They also placed in his hands extremely heavy steel shackles specially made for him. It took 2 hours for the shackles to be removed by specialists. And they always made sure that Yoshi did hard labor in the prison. And they gave him only half a meal, and made him wear summer clothes in winter. All this in order to weaken his strength and make him unable to even think of escaping. Indeed, Yoshi realized that it had become impossible for him to get out of prison this time. His body had become extremely weak and emaciated due to torture and malnutrition. But one day when the guards were giving him food, they found him sleeping. When they removed his bed cover, they were surprised that he had disappeared from the cell with no trace at all. The guards were dumbfounded as he could untie the heavy steel shackles. It was shocking, and the investigations continued for a long time, until they knew the truth. They discovered that he was pouring soup daily on the shackles, and on the window of the iron door. Thanks to the salt in the soup, the iron is starting to rust. After many months, he was able to untie the handcuffs and remove the window completely from the door. Then he took advantage of his thinness due to lack of food, and escaped through the small window. Yoshi then headed to a mountain far from the prison. He settled in a cave, and lived there alone and isolated for several years. He ate from the animals he hunted, and drank from the river near the mountain. But after all these years, he wanted to check up on his family, so he decided to visit the city. He was shocked when he saw American soldiers marching in the streets. Yoshi found out from the newspapers that Japan had lost World War II. In addition, all authorities in Japan underwent a radical change after the end of the war. Yoshi took advantage that the Japanese judiciary had changed too, and turned himself in. His case was then reviewed, and the new judges reduced his sentence. Instead of the death penalty, his sentence became only 14 years in prison. They also transferred him to a new prison near his family's home, and prevented torturing him completely. Yoshi decided he would never escape again, because he would finally get humane treatment. He served his sentence in full, and returned to his family for the first time in many years. Unfortunately, his wife passed away, and only his daughter was waiting for him. He lived a happy life with his daughter, and was present at her wedding when she got married. In 1979, he died at the age of 72. No matter how hard they try to hide it and bury it in the dark, the truth will always find its way to the light.